What's going on, guys? Zephyrnix here, and it looks like there was a lot of unboxing of information from Sony regarding the PlayStation 4 in this PlayStation February 20th meeting going on here. Now, the thing is that I did say before that I wasn't really convinced they were going to announce the PlayStation 4. Looks like they did, but it also looks like they announced everything that I said they were going to announce. So before I get into the rundown of what I thought about everything that they mentioned, I want to say a couple of things too. Number one, props to game trailers for staying on Twitter and keeping the masses educated. Because god damn, there were so many people saying so many ignorant things that game trailers actually came out the woodwork and was like, hey, no, that's not how it is. So it was really cool of them to do that. I was really happy about that. Number two, over 2 million people actually connected to Sony's webpage alone just to see the live stream. Seriously, over 2 million people. Versus Nintendo Direct, which usually under 1 million people actually go ahead and watch that. So once again, that was actually very impressive. So impressive, in fact, that the webpage could not load. I tried to watch it on PlayStation Home. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It didn't work. So I decided to go ahead and try to find it. I found it on Game Trailers. Leave it to Game Trailers to go ahead and take care of things like that. Fantastic work. Last but not least, and I hate to say this, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some gamers out there who's going to make a video, based on a meeting. The people who say how the gaming community is a joke and all that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those exact people who say that will be contributing to the gaming community's joke status by attacking Xbox and Nintendo gamers while they're doing their conference thing. I bet you they will. Count how many people actually do it. I'm serious. I bet you they will. Anyway, it's a shame, though. It just really comes to the point where they don't seem to understand that they are, in fact, the reason why this gaming community is a joke. It's because of the things that they do. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue. So, from the gate, Sony started off the whole thing with their over-dramatic trailer. They always do that. It's become like patented Sony right now. So, always good to see that. It's a Sony conference when you got that one. So, from the beginning, they talked a little bit and the PlayStation 4 was announced. Now, Sony didn't go into a whole bunch of things regarding the specs, but what they did talk about was the one thing, which is the 8 gigabytes of memory, which pretty much confirms, or at least close enough confirms, that IGN's rumored specs were actually correct, which basically means that we're going to get a high-end Radeon HD 7000 series card, a high-end version of that, as well as a, 4 dual-core processors, I think it was. So that's actually pretty interesting. Now you got to excuse me because my information is a little bit stripped here, as this is when all the webpage problems were happening where I couldn't watch the live stream. But the DualShock controller that they announced, DualShock 4, looked like the PlayStation, but PlayStation 3 controller, that is. But at the same time, it was more rounded, like a, a Wii Pro controller. So it didn't look exactly like it, but like the shape of it was, which is not a bad thing. That's actually a really good thing because the Pro controller and the Xbox controller so far, they're really, really good controllers. So it was great to see that Sony definitely followed suit. Speaking of which, good props to Sony for keeping the architecture exactly back to basics, exactly what Blackbound was saying. He wanted to see the architecture back to original PC hardware, so that way developers can go ahead and create games for it, faster, basically. And that's exactly what Sony is doing. So Sony went back to the old, the old school way of doing things, which by no means is a bad thing. That's exactly what Microsoft did with the Xbox, and it's exactly what Nintendo is not doing with the Wii U. So we'll just have to see how that works out. The DualShock 4 will also have a light bar underneath it, and that's pretty cool. The light bar will actually kind of let you know which player you are, which is better because like the 4 dots, So, and they also mentioned a Connect-ish like camera that's supposed to be coming with the PlayStation 4. They didn't really give an exact knowledge of, exactly how it works and all that, but as far as I've seen, but nonetheless, they did show that one, so that's good. So the first game they showed was Knack. Now, Knack will look pretty good. It did look pretty fun. At first, I really wasn't impressed because it did look like something that can run on the PlayStation 3. So I was like, all right. But then they also mentioned how the system's going to work. Basically, once you plug in the system will be able to do a lot of different things in the background. Just like the Wii U and the Wii, ironically enough. Or maybe not. But nonetheless, yeah, they do a lot of things in the background, like the Wii U and the Wii. But at the same time, it was also going to do like suspension and a resuming thing. So you can go ahead and turn off your system or turn off your system. It'll go in suspension mode and you can resume exactly where you are. Instead of turning your system on and off, that will be the new on and off. It'll be basically where you can just turn it on and bang, it'll turn on. Instead of having to, deal with the whole, PlayStation 3 thing, from the beginning. You know how it takes you about, what, a good 10, 15 seconds to actually get into the actual system. So I think that's actually pretty good. They also mentioned how digital titles will actually be playable while you're downloading them, which is kind of funny because I said that. I said that about, 4 or 5 years ago, that was a good way that people need to go ahead and do that. Like I said before, you guys think that these guys don't listen to us. They do. Let's keep on going. Another thing I want to really go ahead and I'm really excited about, which, by the way, means that me and Shokia were 100% correct on what we were talking about, was the new social network that is coming out for the PlayStation. Now, I'm not sure if this is PlayStation World. They didn't really give it a title as far as I saw because, like I said, my stream was messing up. But they announced that you can. What happens is that while you're playing, the game actually records while you're playing. So while you're actually playing it, all you have to do is click the share button, and it'll actually give you clips of what you did up to 15 seconds, a la, I want to say Genkai, but not Genkai, on live, the way on live does it. And then when you get that, you can actually go ahead and send it directly to your YouTube channel or wherever you do it. That's awesome. I love that. So that's good. And the whole social network thing, I saw a glimpse and pictures of it. I couldn't really get too deep into it. I know for a fact you can also stream via Ustream. So the whole network is actually grabbing onto other networks to make it a whole network too, which isn't a bad thing. Use the resources that you have, or maybe even the resources that other people have created for you to have in order to make your network better. That just makes sense. Keep on going. They said it's going to be connectable via phone, tablets, and Vita. Not a problem. It also sounds like Wii U, but keep on going. In terms of personalization, the Genkai team came out. I told you it was going to come out here. And they announced that PlayStation 4 games will be available, as soon as you want them. You can go ahead and access them, almost instantly from the store there and just go ahead and take a look at it. If you want to buy it, you can buy it. That's fantastic and no problem with that whatsoever. You can now, and as I said before, you can also do videos and stream it. What else? You can also have, like, an audience actually look at your game, just like on live. So with just like on live, you can have people actually look at your game. However, not like on live, you can actually have people control your game if you want them to. Excuse me. I love that. That's actually a really good feature going on there. So also what they can do is not just control your game, but let's say certain games, someone else can come in and drop like weapons or items, etc. for your using in the game. Once again, great. I love that. I think that sounds fantastic. Also, the PlayStation 4 will have remote play and actually be able to go ahead and stream all their games directly to the handheld, just like the Wii U does, and just like I think the old PlayStation 3 does that as well. All apps on the PlayStation 3, they also said all the apps on the PlayStation 3 will be available on the PlayStation 4. Once again, awesome, really good, because I really don't want to be giving up all my apps just to get a PlayStation 4, just saying. They also said they're working on what we were talking about before, the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and mobile titles on the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation Vita. They're working on getting that together right now via their PlayStation Cloud. I look forward to that as well. Definitely looking forward to that. I'm a really nostalgic gamer, so I'm looking forward to that. Guerrilla Games came out and showed Killzone 4, which was called the Killzone 4 Shadow something. I forget exactly what it was. Long story short, it looked great, but all Killzone games look great. It looked better than the PlayStation Killzone 3 did, but not that much better, which basically, like me and Shokia was saying before, it's going to be about social features and regular features for these next generation systems. There will not be a big jump in graphical prowess like you guys think it is. We were saying that for years now, and it looks like, once again, we were right. Go figure. Just saying. It actually looked better than Crysis 3, though, to be honest with you. I'm just saying. Drive Club was announced. It's a team-based racing game. It sounds awesome, really. It looks and sounds awesome, and it's really intensely. The graphics were really good. Kind of remind me of Forza, to be honest with you. So it wasn't really announced that this was going to be exclusive or not, but nonetheless, Drive Club does sound really good. Sucker Punch came out of the woodwork and showed Infamous Second Son, which was announced. Big Infamous fan right here. No gameplay, but a big Infamous fan. So looking forward to seeing how that plays. I don't know. Is it going to be a multiplayer game? I don't know. They didn't give us no crap for information or anything like that. Let's see. Sony also announced that the PlayStation 4 will be great for indie developers. That's really good, seeing that a lot of us are indie developers. Braid Creator announced The Witness, which looks great. Like the bright colors versus the intense shaders gave like this animated graphical style that was just a joy to watch, especially when you're looking at the trees in the forest and things of that nature. Fantastic. It looks very similar, in fact, to what was it called? The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Like how the Wii U version looked, kind of looked just like that. So I was like, okay, it's actually looking pretty good. Now David Cage came out, and when he comes out, I get kind of worried because I'm like, oh crap, I don't really need to see a game by him. You know, those are his games, kind of tug at the heartstrings. You know, more ways than one. But nonetheless, he also announced that he's showing off a new engine, and the new engine showed like a human head, like an elderly head, which looked fantastic. By the way, literally, I want to say better than anything that we actually seen on the PlayStation 4 right now. Oh, this whole entire video, be honest with you, your whole entire meeting, excuse me. Media Molecule came out and said how they confirmed that the Move controller will be usable for the PlayStation 4. They also said how there's a good chance that because the Move controller is actually connected, there's a good chance that the PlayStation 3 controllers will also be usable. That's cool. But also, they didn't show any games or announce any games. But what they did show was which hopefully is a prototype of a game, was awesome. Leave it to Media Molecule to come out of nowhere, announce nothing, and still entertain us. I'm just saying, you know. What else? We also have, we have Ono's extra flammable gay ass came out there and started talking about Cappy and, basically the relationship with Capcom versus Sony. And they also showed a tech demo, and the tech demo actually was pretty damn good. It actually looked really good. In fact, I'm thinking that could that possibly be a new, how the next, Dragon's Dogma is going to look? I'm just saying, look very similar to Dragon's Dogma. I kind of hope it is, because Dragon's Dogma, for those who haven't played it, is a fantastic game. I got it for the PlayStation 3. Great game. I definitely want to go ahead and continue playing that game, because it was great. Did I mention it was great? I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, Square Enix came out. Couldn't help remembering when they the last time they came out, they showed a tech demo, and it caused a shitstorm for like 3 or 4 years with the whole Final Fantasy VII thing. They showed a tech demo again. It was actually pretty good. They didn't say anything about any other games like that. Well, no, actually they did. They said that Final Fantasy game will be shown at E3. Okay. Ubisoft came out and confirmed that Watch Dogs will be on the PlayStation 4. Once again, it looked awesome. Ubisoft has always been one of my favorite developers. Always excited to see them. A surprise guest, Blizzard, came out and announced Diablo 3. And it's going to be available for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3. I'm not sure why it was a surprise. After all, Black Bond did mention that it's a good chance that Diablo 3 was actually going to come out for the PlayStation 3. Looks like it's going to come out for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. No longer exclusive for the PC. There you go. Activision also said that the Wii U will support, Activision also said that they're going to support the PlayStation 4. And of course, they had to bring out Bungie to say that, hey, Destiny's come out for the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 3. And last but not least, it's coming out this holiday season. PlayStation 4 that is. So, I do have a qualm between the fact that there was no Last Guardian announced, nor was Final Fantasy Versus 13 shown. So, I don't know what to say about those games. Where's Identify? I'm just saying. I'm going to keep saying that too. 20 years down the road, I'm like, yep, where's Identify? It's pretty good. And quite frankly, the way it's looking and everything, everything I'm seeing is really starting to make PC seem very irrelevant. I'm just being honest with you. It's looking like making PC look very irrelevant right now. You know? And a lot of people were saying that. One person actually made a video about that, saying, is that going to happen? And I was like, man, no way. It's PC. But now I'm looking at it. I'm like, just saying. I mean, I'm just saying, with everything that we're seeing here, the graphics card, the memory, the social network, and everything like that, I'm just saying it's kind of shoving away PC, not really making PC very relevant. And then to make it worse, with the fact that the architecture is PC based now, basically what the PlayStation 4 is now is pretty much a console PC, with the architecture being exactly like the PC. I'm just saying, what's going to happen with PC gaming? Is PC gaming going to drop? Now, I'm not saying it will, but I'm not, there's a good chance it just might. Anyway, PlayStation 4 at launch, definitely. They didn't mention, however, if PlayStation 3 games will be playable on the PlayStation 4. I don't think it will be. I'm pretty sure it won't be. But they really didn't tell us about that anyway. So stay tuned. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. I'm going to do some a little more deep digging into the whole social network that the PlayStation 4 is going to have, and see how that's going to run, and kind of bring it forward, maybe versus the the Wiiverse, and see Miiverse rather, and see how it stacks up. I'm pretty sure it stacks up pretty damn good. In fact, maybe better. But I want to see exactly what this thing is going to have to offer, and that's going to require me to take a real strong gander at a couple of screenshots. You guys are good. You have a good night. Zephyrnix out. Woo! That's what PlayStation 4 does to you. Get your tongue tied.